Hello, and welcome to WHYY News. I'm Jonathan Michalski.
And I'm Ian Walker. Last Tuesday, Septa pulled 120 train cars out of use upon discovering structural damage to the axles.
This has caused massive delays and been dubbed Septapocalypse on Twitter.
Let's now go to reporter Edie Olmsted at Jefferson Station for the story.
The Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, or SEPTA. It operates 5 types of transit vehicles, services 196 lines, 290 stations, and has an annual ridership of nearly 330 million people. Despite all of these impressive statistics, SEPTA still falls under fire from many Philadelphians. But we went out during the recent Septapocalypse and found people who are still in love with SEPTA.
Over Independence Day weekend, transit agency SEPTA faced major backlash from many riders after removing a third of its regional rail fleet from service for structural defect repairs. With 120 trains missing from the tracks, commuters face a loss of 13,000 seats during the day. The SEPTA system serves over 500,000 passengers daily, many of whom have expressed dissatisfaction with SEPTA because of ensuing train delays and overcrowding that will remain the norm at least through August. For others, this most recent train fiasco serves to further amplify pre-existing complaints about SEPTA.
Like sometimes they see somebody running for the bus, they'll pull off instead of waiting for the customer. And then some of the bus drivers be arrogant. They don't say hello, good morning.
It's the 5th largest city in the country, should have a better transportation system. There were always delays. The trains didn't run as often as I would like them to have. It could be so much better, I think.
And now they got this whole thing where they just suspended half of the train line. Like, for what reason, I don't know.
I think it's long coming that there was a major breakdown with SEPTA.
In light of what has been dubbed the Septapocalypse, has SEPTA lost all of its supporters? It appears the answer is no. A steadfast fan base for the public transit company lives on through a wide array of people, including ordinary loyal customers, government representatives, and ferroequinologists, those who possess immense interest and specialized knowledge on trains.
I thought SEPTA's management did the absolute right thing in pulling the railroad cars off the tracks that they had doubts about in terms of safety. I understand that it is inconvenient for many passengers. That's a problem, but I still think SEPTA's management did the right thing in choosing safety over everything else.
This is how you handle a safety crisis. You act decisively. You inform the public, and you stay transparent. And SEPTA has done all of these things. The problem, the cause of all of this, had more to do with the subcontractor rather than SEPTA itself.
For Delvin Bradford and Eddie Broccolo, SEPTA love takes on a whole new meaning. Rail fans are characterized as ardent train buffs, most of whom continue to remain loyal to SEPTA, with Delvin and Eddie being no exception. Despite their 9-year age difference, the two young men have grown to become friends through their involvement in the rail fandom.
I've been familiar with SEPTA all my life. My father, he used to work for SEPTA, and we used to ride with him on the bus all the time. And that's when I started knowing SEPTA and everything. 10 to 11, I started to memorize them very good. Even though I was a kid, I can't stop talking about it. I talk about that every day.
I've been riding SEPTA transportation since I was like 4 or 5 years old. It's been a pretty long time, so I know everything in and out. I've never seen anything so cool, so I just started riding buses, doing trains, doing everything.
I couldn't imagine living without SEPTA. Everywhere I need to go, I can get on SEPTA. So, yes, I do love SEPTA. SEPTA, according to industry standards, is one of the best run transit systems in the country.
A shared love of all things SEPTA among Delvin, Eddie, and other rail enthusiasts has resulted in the formation of public transit social circles, which congregate on a weekly basis.
Yeah, over 100 people in our groups, yes. Mainly 25 of the most here in Philly, but some of them live in New York, some live in New Jersey, some live in Delaware, some live down south.
Mixed feelings surrounding SEPTA's role in this public transit catastrophe will likely continue, but hopefully both parties will learn to accommodate to these new train schedules as we hope for a near end to the Septapocalypse.
It's not really apocalypse anymore because, things that have been, making up lately, like the trains have been running more. There's been less people. The people have been thinking to make alternate, suggestions, like taking the bus and the subway and the trolleys instead of the regional rail.
Take a deep breath, calm down, be patient. You can leave early or telecommute, or maybe like get a carpool to work or work for a few days.
I am sorry you're inconvenienced. I hope you have patience for Septa to make sure that your ride is as safe as possible when service gets restored.
As Septa and their customers adjust to the effects of this debacle, Philadelphians have begun to commend Septa for their work. Septa has reached out to Amtrak and New Jersey Transit for supplemental cars, so though the scheduling changes may have been untimely, Septa is getting back on track. For WHYY, I'm Edie Olmstead.